Okay, we are recording. We have a microphone. We are professionals. Welcome back to the Every Closet. Ethan's laughing at me, but we are professionals. Hello, we have a microphone. He said, obviously, you probably can't hear him because, as I mentioned, we have a microphone. Welcome back to the Every Closet. Thank you guys so much for being here. My name is Stephanie, and along with my partner Ethan, we are two full-time resellers of used women's clothing, mostly, also men's, also home goods, other stuff, on Poshmark and eBay. So if that sounds like something that's interesting to you, go on and hit subscribe down below. It would help us out so much. And otherwise, let's get into today's video. So today's video is going to be a little bit belated. Sorry about that. But it's going to be a what sold video for the second week of April. And yes, I'm filming this pretty late into April, so sorry about that. But we're just gonna jump into it. And I think I'm gonna start doing a thing where I only tell you guys notable sales. And I think I wanna do that because there's a lot of like selling things from $10 bags that adds to our totals. And I don't want to hide any sales from you guys, but they just kind of end up being boring. And honestly, like the watch time on our what sold videos usually stops around the 10-minute mark, which is totally fair. Honestly, I can't even really get through them. So that's why I'm doing this. But if you don't like this change, comment down below and let me know and I can switch back. But I'm just going to do the notable sales for the second week of April. So that would be April 8th to April 15th. That's a week. Yep. Starting right on April 8th, we had a sale of a Lululemon black sheer tie front crew neck cropped t-shirt. I couldn't find the style name on this, but it was still very recent, very trending, like a crop top with a knot in the front. So it still sold for $27. Not bad. This sold on the Canadian Closet, so we would have made around $23 from that, $22, which we split with our consignment client. So that was a pretty good sale. Next was a pair of Guess black low-rise jeggings, capri pants in a size 27. I mentioned these because they're Guess, but they sold for $20, giving us $16 in profit to split with our consignment client. She gives us a lot of Guess, and I always pass up Guess at the thrift store. But if I were at the bins, given how some of her Guess items have performed, and I was there and there was a cute or really good condition Guess item, this sale and many other sales from her have taught me that I would pick Guess up at the bins. I just wouldn't I would continue to not pay up for it because you don't know which pieces are going to go for $10 and which ones are going to go for like $35. So don't put a lot of money into Guess, don't invest in it, but I think that it's actually reasonable to pick up if your cost of goods is very, very low. Next, we have a Coach Daisy Spectator Emma tote in parchment blue periwinkle. I probably called it periwinkle because periwinkle's kind of in style lately. Anyway, this is a really modern Coach purse. The reason it only sold for $56 is it did have 2 or 3 little marks on it. So this one was a lot more used than all the other Coach purses that that consignment client gave us. So I was really happy with $56, given that there's a little smudge. And so we would have made from that $44 that we will be splitting with her. Next was an Eileen Fisher organic cotton red chenille crew neck bell sleeve sweater in a 2X. This sold for $56. This was in really great condition. I got this at Value Village. I believe it was $10 or $12, and I still wanted to pick it up because not only was it Eileen Fisher, but it was in a 2X. And Eileen Fisher's plus size clothes sell really well for us. So it sold for $56, giving us, again, around like that $43, $44 mark. And so minus $12 would have been around a $30 profit, which is fantastic. That's what I'm looking for. Next was a notable sale because they were Levi's Wedgies. So Levi's Wedgie plus size skinny jeans in a size 20 with a raw hem. So Levi's Wedgies are a definite bolo and they can usually sell for over $50. Surprisingly, having them in this plus size 20, I think made them less of a bolo. I think maybe this style isn't something that plus size women want to wear as much. Like, I don't know. I just know that I thought these would perform better, but instead they sat for a very long time and then sold for $45. That we still made a good profit on them because we paid $15, so we would have made about a $20 profit, which is great. But yeah, I was surprised that these took so long to sell. So maybe careful if you're picking up Levi's Wedgie jeans and they're not in the 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 range. Next was a Lululemon gray press pause jacket, 2017 style in heathered gray. So this was a size 6. It was fairly recent, 5 years. And it sold for $40. So we would have made $32 from that. And I actually believe we got this at a consignment store. Let me click into it. Yes, we paid $10 for this at a consignment store. So that gives us a $22 profit, which is what I was looking for. So that's great. Next was a Joy or Joie. You guys know the brand probably. Finnegan 100% silk sheer black floral tank top in the shade Caviar in an extra small. So this I picked up when I was shopping in someone's Poshmark closet, and they just happened to have this, what I thought was quite undervalued. So I threw it into my bundle and offered them a bundle price, and they accepted. Because I was like shopping anyway for gifts that's usually the only reason I shop on Poshmark. Sorry. Anyway, this sold for $38. So they had it priced at $15, and it's hard to say exactly what I paid for it because the bundle offer I sent them was a bit lower, but not much. So let's say I paid like $12 for it, giving me around an $18 profit, which is not bad. I'm not suggesting you pay up for this brand, Joy, whatever it is, very often. I'm just saying that this one worked out. And also it was 100% silk. And also I already had its stock photos, so I knew it'd be really easy to list. It sold pretty well. So if you find Joie, I'd definitely always pick it up at the bins, and I'd probably pick it up at a lot of thrift stores too. It can sell really well. It can also sit though, so hopefully it doesn't for you. Next, it was a new tag code times mode. It's like a little mesh fabric tag, and I believe it's from Nordstrom. Or at least this skirt was from Nordstrom. I don't know if it's a Nordstrom in-house brand, but this had a Nordstrom tag on it. So it knew tags, and it was a lilac floral midi asymmetrical skirt in a size small. Again, it was new tags. It was a midi skirt. It was floral, asymmetrical. Lots of great details to this. So I was really happy when we got this in those really awesome $10 bags from January or February. January. So this sold for $38, giving us around $30, and we are well into profit for those bags. So I'm really happy about that. Next was a Wilfred nude and black lace bralette in a size extra, extra small. I wanted to mention this because it's so light that if you were at the bins, it would be a no-brainer to pick this up every time. The lace bralettes from Wilfred or Babaton. And because it was an extra, extra small, and it still sold for $21. So we made around $15, $16 on that. It came to us from those $10 bags again, those same $10 bags. Again, we're well into profit for those, but I just wanted to mention it because I think it'd be a really great pickup if your cost of goods is low. I would never pay Value Village prices for it unless they're for some reason pricing reasonably. But I believe that they'd price this around $12 to $15 just for being Wilfred. So wouldn't buy it there because that's what I made off it at the bins. It'd be worth it. Or like, obviously, if you get given one, don't get rid of it. Try and sell it. Next was a Free People Not Your Brother's camo utility jacket. And I just see I have a typo in this. Utility jacket. Whoops. Anyway. This sold for $50, which was right around where I was hoping it would sell, or a little bit lower, but I'm good with it. And giving us $40, and we paid $15 or $16 at Value Village, giving us just over a $20 profit. Amazing. That's what I want. That's why I pick up Free People jackets basically whenever I see them, unless they're charging like $30, then I'm taking a pause. Two more notable sales. One was this Stella Dot Mayette red one shoulder ruffle neck red and white doily t-shirt. This had a lot of really good stock photos. Just a note, I use stock photos on Poshmark because it has never come back to bite me in the butt. Use stock photos at your own discretion and at your own business's risk. It is a risk you're taking because it is technically against terms of service, and it's technically copyright infringement because those photos are copyrighted. So that's something you need to know, and that's something you need to take into consideration. I would never ever suggest doing it on eBay or basically any other platform but Poshmark's been a little slow to, I guess, get a bunch of DMCA requests from the brands. So we'll see if that changes in the future. Then I would stop doing that. But for now, it's going okay. So I'm using them. Anyway, this shirt sold for $23, which I thought was very good for like a single shirt. It sold within a few days too. So this style people might like. I remember someone said recently that Manish said one shoulder dresses were selling really well, so get one shoulder dresses. And I was like, oh, thanks. But yeah, this one shoulder shirt, it sold really well, really quick. So maybe he's onto something. I will not question his brilliance. The last sale in Canada in this period was a Lululemon Twisted Tank, open back, not detail, hip length 2018 tank top. Yikes. So because it was a pretty recent tank top, it sold for $30. Lululemon tank tops are iffy to pick up unless they're Swiftly Tech or very recent. So you want to make sure you're not picking up the really old ones. Those have almost no resale value or very low resale value. And then the recent ones still, I would say the upper echelon for tank tops is $35, even if it's recent, even if it's a Swiftly Tech. So $30 is what I expected this would sell for, and it's what it sold for. We made $24 from that, and we'll be splitting that with the consignment client who gave that to us. That was all of our sales on Canada during this time. Let's go over our notable sales on the US from this period. The first two sales were two Coach wallets. One was a Coach envelope geometric color block silver midnight blue multi. That was my title. Wallet. This sold for $80 US. So we made like 64 US dollars from that, which is fantastic. And so that's around like 75 Canadian or something like that, which we will be splitting with our consignment client who gave us all the Coach. Thank you, consignment client, who gave us a bunch of Coach. And the next sale that is notable was also a Coach wallet. So it was a Coach accordion zip cross-grain leather wallet in vanilla silver. So it was like a vanilla yellowy shade with silver metal details. This sold for $110. This is still available on the Coach website. And I did note that. So I'm not surprised this sold for over $100. These wallets retail for like $250. So that's well below half price for this person. But it's also a really good deal for me because I get somewhere around 90 US dollars. And so around 100 or 102 or whatever it is, Canadian dollars that I get to split with that consignment client. So that is awesome. Another notably good sale was a diesel charcoal gray pullover men's hoodie with pockets in a size medium. Diesel. Actually, I think I should have maybe sold this for more now that I've looked into Diesel a bit more. Whoops. Diesel is like a pretty high retail brand. So this hoodie probably did retail for like $275. So I think I maybe should have listed it a little higher than I did. I listed it at 50 and someone sent an offer for 44 fairly quickly. So it sold very quickly. $44 is still like 44 US dollars. It's still good. I'm still very happy about it. But I'm wondering if the rest of the Diesel that I have needs to be priced a little bit higher. Still a good sale, but yeah, I'm just, and maybe that is like directly equivalent with comps, and maybe I have high expectations because of recently I just looked up the retail and it was high, so it could just be exactly where it's supposed to be, or maybe it's a bit undervalued. I don't know, but we made something around 40 Canadian dollars from that, and we'll be splitting that with our consignment client. Another notable sale, but notable in the wrong direction, was a Lacoste coral pink polo t-shirt with a gator logo, obviously, because that's Lacoste's logo. So Lacoste, when I first started reselling, I thought was a great brand to pick up, and you'd always want to pick it up. But the few pieces I've had in my closet have sat. So I've had this pink, very good condition, like coral polo t-shirt. And you know this would have retailed for like $150, which is ridiculous. I've had this in my closet for over a year, and it finally sold for 16 US dollars. To be fair, I still made around a 15, 14 Canadian dollar profit off it because it was from a $10 bag. So I didn't have much cost into it at all, but still, like, it took a year to sell and it only sold for $16. I do not pick up Lacoste now when I'm sourcing, unless maybe I'm at the bins, but I also don't come across it much, so that alleviates that issue. Next was a Wilfred terrain poncho cape, extra fine merino wool, dark gray and charcoal, size extra, extra small. This was a very substantial piece, a very large merino wool poncho, so I'm not surprised it sold well, but I'm surprised it sold in April. It sat through the fall, but oh well. It sold for 43 US dollars, giving us around 38 Canadian dollars in our take, and it would have cost me around $12 to $15 at Value Village. So, giving us around a $20 profit, which is great. Exactly what I'm looking for. Next is another sale I want to note, and I'm still like super torn. Maybe I feel like I'm doing something wrong with Miss Me jeans. Maybe it's that they need to be cross-listed to eBay where they sell better. I don't know. But these Miss Me jeans, they were diamond embroidered on the back, not like actual diamonds, diamond shape. Embroidered boot cut jeans, size 29. They had like everything going for them and they were in perfectly good condition. They also sat for around a year and then sold for $23, and I'm always seeing people post Miss Me jeans with like $40, $45, $50 comps. I'm like, how are you doing this? Because no one wants mine. So that's where I'm at with Miss Me. We will see if I find another one and I pick it up, we will see how that one goes. I don't know. Maybe it's just how they perform in my closet versus other people's closet. Next, we have a new without tags, and it really was new without tags. Coach Nomad glove tanned purple leather hobo bag. This was fantastic. And I am not just saying that because it was purple. I'm saying that because it's a recent Coach new, like, seriously, it still had the wrapping around the stuff like it was never used. Oh, it was fantastic. It sold for 165 US dollars, giving us around like 150 Canadian that we get to split with that consignment client. So I'm really happy. I think she'll be excited about that. And the last notable sale are these new tags, Cool. So Cool, there's a few brands called Cool. This one is KUHL. It's an outdoorsy hiking brand. It has fairly good sales. I'm not sure I'd pay up for it, but anyway, khaki cargo trekking capris in a size 10. These were newer tags, and I believe they would have retailed for around $75, but these sold for 35 US dollars, which is pretty good, in my opinion, giving us around 32 or so Canadian dollars that we get to split with the consignment client who gave us those. So that's probably all the notable sales. There were some little ones. They're boring, like $10 bags to $10 to $20. That's just a very average flip, and honestly, it's nothing I would pick up. It's nothing I like need to warn you against picking up. It's just stuff that we don't really need to go over again and again. But let me know, as I said in the comments, if that is not your preference. I can go over all of them. I can do whatever you want. I am neutral on the matter. So let's go over the totals for the week. Honestly, just calculated them. Not our biggest week, not by so very much. But honestly, it's been kind of a slow month. It's been kind of a slow month for me listing. I think that might be, again, a rebound from last month. Or I tend to like list a lot one month and then take a bit of a break the next. I need to get better with my consistency. That would help our business very much. So I'm working on it. But there also could be a few changes to the algorithm that our business hasn't adapted to yet. There's a lot we don't know right now, right? And a lot of people are confused. A lot of people are struggling. And I don't have any answers right now. Poshmark says they're coming out with answers. Let's see how that goes. I reserve judgment until it's been longer, honestly. But anyway, So we made $519.33 on the Canadian closet during that 7-day period from April 8th to 15th. And we made $548 US on the US closet, which translates to 685 Canadian dollars. So the US closet outperformed the Canadian closet, giving us a grand total for Poshmark this week of $1,204.63. I would have been really happy with that number. I would have been so happy to be getting over $1,000 a week last July, August. I feel like as a business, we're a little bit past that now. Like if this was extrapolated out, if this was every week, it'd be $4,800 a month, which is not what the goals that we need to be hitting. I'm not worried about it. It's motivating, honestly. It's motivating because I know what we achieved last month, and that was still with all the algorithm stuff going on. And I know what we've achieved this month, and I know how different those 2 months look in terms of how much I've listed. So I kind of have no one to blame here but myself. And those aren't bad numbers. They're great numbers. I remember being very happy about those numbers 6 months ago. But we have more expenses now. We're a bigger business. We're like got a storage unit and everything. So I need our numbers to hit certain things, which means I need to hit certain listing goals that I have. And I just haven't been doing that this month. That was our sales. Those are my thoughts. Hopefully you learned something. And please do let me know in the comments, do you have a preference for going over every single sale or for just going over the highlights, the things I think we can all learn from? Not going over Zara shorts that we got from a $10 bag that sold for $12, maybe skipping that. But if you want to see it, I will film it. So let me know. And hit that like button if you like this video. We will be back very soon with the next one, and you guys have a great day. I have a microphone and I'm a professional.